Okay, this is the fourth and final trail video. This one is what I call the ladder trail, the steep ascent that Samuel blazed for me. Remember on the map, it's the yellow line here to avoid the three switchbacks and the longer trail, the road trail. This one, as you can see, is not a road. I use the stick and I step up, and what do, I put my head right into a spider web. These spiders, the golden silk spiders, are all over the island. They're the denizens of the interstices, as I call them. And this last two pictures, that one and the one coming up, are two of the three sisters that would always watch out for me while I was sleeping in my hammock. So I thought you didn't want to see me thrashing about getting the spider web off, even though I pointed to it with the stick and all that. That wasn't of interest to you. The camera, by the way, is on my head so that I can use my hand. You can see occasionally my one empty hand will come forward to grab a tree, and the other hand has the stick in it. I need that to be able to balance. Now you also, it's a bit shaky because it's on my head, but you'll get a sense of how I have to look around to find these yellow ribbons that Sam will put on them. First he had the trail blazed, meaning that there were cuts or scrapes on trees, and that was really hard to find. He put out the yellow stuff, and that really helped. Um, Here I have to make a turn to the left. I see the blaze, I see the thing, but then I'd also seen these two, I point to these two lumps on the trees. Those are those above ground termite nests that I've mentioned to you before that are fairly common all over the island. And here coming up in a clearing of sorts is a log across the road. I use that as a place to sit, catch my breath, listen to the sounds for a while, and then get on my way again. I, now the trail also begins to get a little bit more crowded as I go through. You can see now I'm using my hand and my stick to brush away any spider webs. And I'm having to find my way here. I'm looking for my way. There's the one step through that to be able to find it. So it's a little bit of an exploration to come up this trail, even though I did it several times. Now here I slowed down a little bit to be able to zoom and point to a hole in the ground. Those holes were fairly, about a half a dozen or more of them. We know now that those holes are from the tarantulas. They may be wolf spiders, a smaller form of a tarantula-looking spider, but I think that many of them are tarantulas. The white line we just stepped over is the pipe that runs from the three tanks that are over on the south side of the island, just uphill from where the pump house and the well are, and they run across the face of the slope here to get over to Natalie's house and over to that side of the island. I pause every so often in here too, particularly when I see that there aren't any trees or saplings for me to grab a hold of coming up ahead, because I have to make sure my footing, I can get my footing. It is slippery with the leaves and the loose soil. I can slide and slip, and that is really where the effort comes about. And if I can keep from sliding and spinning, the climb isn't really all that winding and difficult. I stop at a tree every so often to look around, and maybe that's it. My pace can be slower. So here now we're getting to a place where it's even more like having to step up over things to be able to come through, pull myself between those trees. I'm seeing some blue sky ahead, which is very heartwarming because I know I'm coming to the top of the hill, and you can see my tent over there at the side, and as I come out into the opening I turn around and look back to show you the main trail that I went down by, and now I'm at the end of my trail.